fourth piece of advice, have a unique logo and brand name. Now, again, sounds simple. Man, I don't know how to say this and be nice, but I mean, just people come up with whack ideas and they think it's cool, and a lot of times, like, they're just not. It's really hard. It's almost comedic, because people will premise with like, don't steal this, or don't make me have you sign a disclosure agreement. But it's like, I've just seen so many ideas. It honestly takes a lot for me to hear something completely original, because a lot of things have been done before. Not to say that there's always room for opportunity to take something and flip it way beyond what someone else has done. But here's what I want to say. There's probably 60 million clothing lines that have tried to launch or have launched or were successful for a small amount of time. A lot of people start with a trademark. If I am starting a brand from scratch, or helping someone who is starting a brand from scratch, I tell them, if they're not married to the name that they've already kind of thought about or chosen, to create a name that is really different than anything that's out there. I'm a big fan of creating something completely, creating a word, creating a bunch of letters that don't really resemble anything that you've ever seen or heard before. And the same thing goes with the logo and the aesthetic part of it. So one, originality, and number two, it helps you steer clear of any kind of trademark infringement. A company will approach you once you've had a good amount of success, so you don't want to put all this work into a brand and figure out that there's a denim company in Germany that has a similar name and they've been doing it for 30 years. For skate and surf, my number one case study is DC. Shout out to everybody that I know who works and worked at DC Shoes and Apparel. Damon Way, who's actually one of the original founders of DC, someone whose career that I followed. He's currently chief brand officer at Incase, doing really good things doing amazing things for that brand. What Damon and Ken Block did with DC and the logo is just amazing, in terms of making it iconic. Number one, you know exactly what it is when you see it, because it's such an original shape. And number two, people love that image. They associate feelings with that image now, so it means something. It has a meaning to it. When you watch Rob Dyrdek on MTV rocking the DC, it changes the way you think about that logo. But it's so easy because it's unified. When you walk around in the streets and you see a kid wearing that DC, or you have a DC shirt, it's just very contagious. In terms of logos and branding, DC is my number one case study for that. I also want to say, don't be scared of using multiple logos. I think LRG was really revolutionary in just using a couple different images to represent their company, which is a cool way to go. They're a great case study for that as well. But if you are going to trademark an image right off the bat, make sure it's iconic.